Hi teacher, I'm going to present the key findings of the culture project. We have as client Jackpack. So when we did the first section that was industry and competition analysis, we find out that China has been the leader of the entire bags and luggage industry and that it accounts for approximately 35,000 million US dollars of retail sales annually. Then, when we did the research of the competition, we find out some key players in the industry that included Samsonite, AMG Group, Adidas, and the North Face. Also, some other alternatives were Herschel Supply, Jansport, Jalfreden, Kipling, and Jackpack's strongest competitor here in Colombia, that is Toto, and that is, for example, Jackpack's prices and shipping costs are comparatively higher than its competitors, while Toto offers prices for backpacks that like from $13. Jackpack prices range upwards of $60. So therefore, it's necessary for Jackpack to emphasize its strengths and superior features through their marketing. So here we did like a SWOT analysis. I'm going to mention some of the key points that were for the strengths. The fashion industry ties that Jackpack has allows them to create unique pieces according to the key trends. Also, as Jackpack focuses on high quality production to create long lasting products that gives them a competitive advantage generally in the industry. As weaknesses, the high local production cost and the limited product lines that the backpacks and the product mix that Jackpack offers compared to its competitors. As opportunities, the expansion of online sales, for example, here in Colombia, that accounts for the 66%, and as the sales are through the web page, that will be a great opportunity. And in general, in the world, this industry is expected to grow in market value by 19.8 billion of dollars by 2025, so that would be a great opportunity. And for threats, the wide and rapid expansion of its competitors, for example Toto, that has presence in more than 57 countries, that will be a threat as they have more market presence in other countries, stores and retailers, and also an increasing number of stores that are switching to an omnichannel approach, also like to build growth in the market. When we conducted the new market selection analysis, we examined like various regional and national markets as potential options for expanding the Jackpack brand. So we did first like a screening process with the countries that have a free trade agreement with Colombia, and we selected some that were United States, South Korea, Mexico, Canada, and Brazil. According to some factors, we rank those countries according to market size, according to barriers to entry, availability of distributors, manufacturing costs, competitors, and a strength of differentiation, consumer demand, tastes and preferences, cultural similarities, buyer power of consumers. And we find out that Mexico was a good option, as for example, sharing a language eliminates the necessity of hiring translation services for the Jackpack website, or for example for promotional materials. And in general, Mexico and Colombia have a strong political and business ties, such as the free trade agreement that reduces import tariffs by the 90%. And also, Mexico has developed a textile industry that allows ease in finding a fully equipped manufacturing factory with workers skilled in apparel production. So this is advantageous as competition drives the price of the manufacturers down, meaning that Mexican manufacturing costs are below that those in Colombia. So we also here analyze the Porter's five forces with current industry competition, potential of new market entrants, power of suppliers, power of consumers, and threat of substitute products. And we wanted also to analyze Mexican consumers, so we did that with Hofstede's insights, and we find out that in the case of selling to consumers, it is important to know the highest score for indigence in Mexico, that it ranks for 97% in comparison to Colombia. And this is very interesting as it indicates many buying decisions in Mexico are based off receiving gratification from a purchase, and there is little self regulation. Then, for section number two, that was marketing, The marketing message that we wanted to them to promote when they enter Mexican market was by a campaign that we call Jack MX Style, and the campaign encourages consumers to pop out from the crowd by purchasing a jackpack. And also we have some options of promotional channels that will promote the online and in-person sale of jackpack products. So for promotional channels, we think it's good through Jackpack's existing platforms of Facebook and Instagram. So social media in this campaign is primarily intended to promote the brand image, create market launch anticipation, and convey important information about sales and events. We also consider that Mexican influencers will be a good option for promotional in this region, and also we suggest to reach both like retailers through the Mexican Association of Retailers, but also to attending to fashion industry trade shows as they are very related to the fashion industry. They can attend to Intermoda, so they can know manufacturers, suppliers, licensees, and in general how the industry of bag and luggage works there in Mexico. A very good tactic we consider was also QR codes on physical promotional materials, and also if they want to have like physical presence, they can directly like go to the target segment through university and design school campuses as they have open days and other events, so other business can be present, so this will provide students the opportunity to know Jackpack's products. We propose some promotional materials that were like gifts and like still life pictures, and also a brochure that shows a very organized way of the information, the history of the brand, the prices, and everything they want to consider or show their retailers. And for section number 3, that was market entry mode. So the market expansion into Mexico requires both direct sales through the company's existing online store as well as a strategic alliance with third-party retailers. So these retailers include the Latin American online marketplace that will be Mercado Libre, but also some in-person market entry retailers that we consider that is important to take into account: boutiques, and this has been shown through a comparison of cost. Boutique stores are relatively easier to do business with for small or new to market suppliers such as Jackpack, and it's easier to reach out to store owners and open up communication channels as there are fewer participants in the conversation and stronger business relationships can be established. So we mentioned some of them that were Lago, 180 degrees shop, and Happening Store. As pricing strategy, we consider that they can go with a penetration strategy and could consider introducing the product with a lower price, but also with a discount amount. And when selling in Mercado Libre, offering product bundling will be a good option, and as is very common and useful on the online marketplace. For trade regulations, they have to take into account market Mexican standards of quality, but also Mexico's general import and export tax law. Companies' merchandise has to be identified. And for logistics, they can transport their materials by ship, and once these arrive, transfer them by a truck to either a warehouse, Jackpack Brand Sound, or straight to the apparel factory. So then, like to wrap up the key recommendations we have for Jackpack are basically these ones. Importing Colombian textiles and utilizing Mexican textile manufacturers will allow Jackpack to retain the brand's unique style and excellent quality while reducing manufacturing costs and expanding overall production capabilities. Online selling through an updated store website and a partnership with number one online American e-commerce Mercado Libre will facilitate Mexico-wide purchase and large order quantities. A strategic alliance with local Mexico City boutiques provides the ideal opportunity to target young 30 education students and business professionals, and social media paid promotion and distribution of flyers and QR codes will spread brand awareness and information in general.